Allow me to reintroduce myself.
This is your girl, Lady Simone, with your Fresh Friday inspiration. I am 1/3 of your motivational three. All right, hello everyone. This is your girl, Lady Simone, coming at you with your Fresh Friday inspiration. I am excited to be able to speak with you all today. I'm actually going to change a little bit of what I was going to speak about this week because we were talking along the lines of beating the odds. It was amazing topic. Mo and Lloyd, for your Mo's Monday Moment, your Lloyd's Wednesday Wives, they hit some very great points on that topic. So if you have not checked them out, please do so. But I wanted to shift a little bit with my Fresh Friday, and I feel that it's necessary to do the shift because there was an incident that happened to me, and it happened on yesterday. Me and the kids got approached in like a very negative way, and amongst getting approached that way, it was just us, and it was a situation that someone's, it was an interaction to where someone said something to us and I just reacted, and they were speaking along of something that my kids were doing. If anyone know my kids, they know that nothing was done intentionally, and they were just playing with the ball. A ball rolled into someone's car and this person just blew up. It wasn't even their car, and they're just like, hey, you're not watching your kids and all of this right here. So immediately I reacted, and upon reacting, I went into mama bear mode. And when I go into mama bear mode, I'm just thinking about protecting me and mine, and not necessarily even me, just mine. And at that point, that's all I thought about. And then even in the midst of that, I had to bring myself back. So I had to actually tell myself, like, okay, the change that you want to see, that's exactly what you have to be. So in that moment, it's like something just came over me, and I had to actually approach the situation differently, because it's so easy to attack. It's so easy to just go full force and not even thinking about, don't think about what it is that you can possibly lose, or what it is that you're up against. You're not thinking, so I had to calm myself down, and I used that moment as an opportunity, and I had to bring myself back to. So in the midst of bringing myself back to, I told myself, like, no, we're going to approach this differently. So I had the opportunity to speak to this gentleman, and I'm speaking to him, and it was, me and two other people by this time. And I'm speaking to him, and like I told him, I explained to him, I said, it's easy for us to just, assume things. It's easy for him to just look out his window and say, oh, these kids are doing XYZ. And my thing is, be careful how you approach people. Be careful of the things that you say. Be careful of the things that you do. Because for one, you never know who it is that you're approaching. You never know the mindset of the person that you're approaching. And you never understand why this person is doing what they are doing. There could be a reason why this mom have her kids just bouncing the ball in the parking lot. There's a reason why this mom is sitting in her car while her kids are playing at the playground, because maybe she needs a mental break. There's a reason why you see someone that is doing XYZ of what they're doing that you may not agree with, but there's a reason why that person is doing that. So who are you to judge that person? But not only that, if you feel like you have the need to approach an individual, you make sure you do it in a respectful way. You make sure that when you are approaching situations, don't just go off the hinges, hey, why are you doing this? Or hey, this right here. The same way that you can yell, the same way you can walk to that individual and say, hey, excuse me, I want to just mention this to you, or I dislike this, or it's ways to do things. And one thing that stick with me is my dad will always say, it's not what you do, but it's how you do what you do. And it's not what you say, it's how you say what you say. And that holds volumes, because I can tell you something in the most nice way and you don't even take it wrong, but I can say the same thing, but it's my delivery that can be wrong, and it changes the whole scenario. So I just wanted to put out there, be careful when you're approaching people. Be careful how you're judging people, because a lot of the times we can be very judgmental, and we have to take a step back, and we have to also understand that there's a reason why people do what they do, and you don't know why they're going to do something. There could be something that you can't see physically, but it's something internally that's going on that's causing them to react the way that they are. So lastly, I wanted to put out also, we have opportunities in life to where we can make a shift. And that was an opportunity for me to make a shift. And I say to someone who's out there listening, who's constantly just reacting, even if you do react, try to get yourself to make that shift, because we all have it in us to where that feeling, and we know, like, listen, that's not right. And I push so much that I try to put positive energy out in the world. I try to be a good person, because that's what I want the world to be, and that's what I want my kids to see. That's what I want people around me to see. And I feel like if I'm that source of that positive energy and I'm acting in that way, then everything around me will be. But there are instances like I had on yesterday. There are things that do happen, and when they do happen, that's when I think it's necessary for us to bring ourselves back down and to use that as an opportunity to educate the next person, or the person who you have that encounter with. So whoever this message is for, I just wanted to get that out there. I want to thank you all for constantly just, coming on and looking for the Fresh Friday, and I want to just say in closing, it's never too late. It's never too late to correct the wrong. Whether it's somebody who you haven't talked to in a long time, something that may just have happened, you can be going through it and then you figure out, like, listen, I know I'm wrong. It's never too late, and don't be afraid to apologize. We are not perfect people. It's okay. An apology will go a long way. So just take a step back and just think about things. Think about things before you do it, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to approach. And sometimes if you approach the wrong person in the wrong way, it can change the whole course of your life, whether for good or bad. So just always be mindful of that. This is your girl, Lady Simone, with your Fresh Friday inspiration. I thank you guys so much for always checking in. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And until next Friday, y'all stay fresh. I'll see y'all on next Friday.